I mean, no, there's a million. We haven't shot it yet.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I can't wait to see Renesmee, and I can't wait to have a kid and get married. It's all of it. Like, it's going to be crazy.
Well, what are, now that you have been through these, what are your favorite and least favorite character traits that Bella has?
I don't know. I think I really don't have one that is my least favorite, because as much as she can be, all of the things that sort of annoy me about her are things that I like about her, because she always sort of comes around and like realizes that she can be a little selfish, or maybe she's definitely not naggy, but like because she tries so hard not to be, sometimes I feel like it's like, why don't you just let yourself be a girl? Why don't you just let yourself be? Sometimes she picks on herself too much, but I completely relate to that. So, but then I always say my favorite thing about her is just like that she screws up a lot and doesn't care, and it's just like, this is the way life is, and I'm young and I'm growing up, and you know.
In the film, Bella has kind of an awkward conversation with her father about the birds and the bees. Was that something you had to deal with in real life?
No, I knew everything from, you know, the word go. I'm really mature that way. No, I don't know. Sure, I guess I probably had that moment. I mean, I guess everybody does. I don't know if I had, like, I never had the talk. I could never have the talk. I feel like it's so, I don't know, I didn't need it, but.
In the back?
In the movie, your character doesn't believe in marriage. Do you?
Where are you?
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Do I believe in marriage? Yeah, sure. I mean, whatever you want to do, you know? I'm not ready to get married, but I have like a pretty great family, and I'd like that too someday, sure.
Kristen, in the tent, sorry, laryngitis. In the tent scene, you got two gorgeous guys talking passionately about you, and you're lying there. I want to know what's going through Kristen Stewart's head. Were you trying not to laugh? Were you asleep? Were you thinking about the next scene? I think everybody would love to know what you're thinking about.
It was so hot in that sleeping bag. Yeah, and Taylor, like, literally as soon, and the takes are so long. That scene is eternal. And I have nothing really to do in it besides, and especially the way we shot it. I mean, you've got like close-ups on two guys, and then you do mine like completely separate, and they run the lines a little bit. But I mean, I was playing like halfway between asleep and like hearing bits, and I couldn't wrap my head around hearing any of that conversation, because she's really not supposed to. And David was like, yeah, just let it slip in. I mean, like sort of like hear a little bit and then fall back asleep. I was like, as soon as I heard any of that, I'd be like, bing, what? Like, what are you talking about? So that was kind of difficult, but I just remember it being really hot. And about being between the two guys, like, I'm always between those two guys, and I think it's really funny when Taylor has to take his shirt off, so yeah, I really wasn't thinking about that.
Over there.
In Style Magazine, just so that you know where it's coming from, what designer would you love to see design Bella's wedding dress, and if you could dream it up, what would you envision it looking like?
Well, Stephanie is like absolutely in charge of that, and I'm sure she has really specific ideas. I haven't really thought about it, but I feel like Bella has she would definitely want something like a classic, like really, and simple too, but beautiful and like feminine. But I have no idea in terms of designer.
Would it be white?
Yeah, or like cream or something. Like, but definitely like classic, like what the idea of like a wedding dress is. Because the whole thing about, she doesn't want to get married, and so because it means so much to Edward and he has such different sensibilities and different values, like I think because she's gonna go ahead and go through with it, she's gonna give him everything. Like I think it's gonna be like a beautiful, really, you know, sort of like monumental wedding, because he wants it so badly, and that's usually the opposite. Usually the girl wants it. I think it's cute.
Kristen, what do you...
Over here.
Regardless of Bella, are you the type to rush headlong into something that you want and suffer the consequences later, or do you personally tend to be more deliberate about your choices?
I guess it depends on what I'm making a choice about. I mean, like for work stuff, I don't think about, I do what I feel, and I really don't think about what it's going to do afterwards. And in terms of like everything, like the way I answer questions and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess I would be one of those types of people, but like, I'm kind of a control freak. I get freaked out if I don't know what's going to be going on or like what's going to happen, so I guess I'm a bit of both. I don't know.
In the middle here.
Hi, Kristen. Fun romantic fantasy from the film aside, are either of these two characters, Edward and Jacob, good choices? I mean, they're a little obsessive, they're a little, possessive. Like, do you think that they're actually like fantasy choices that young girls should have in their head, like, or should they be looking for different kinds of guys?
I don't know. People always wonder, like, if we should be giving little girls ideas of, like, needing such a perfect man and if that even exists. But yeah, if so many people have taken to it, it's not something that has been shoved into their heads. I mean, everybody has that ideal, and little girls are, like, especially little girls have this idea in their head that there is something that could be perfect for them and nothing will ever, like, that they could be better than all the rest of the girls because they have the perfect guy and they'll never, screw them over, blah, blah. Our movie isn't perfect. I mean, like, none of our characters are perfect at all. They are all so completely crazy and messed up. And that is, like, why they go well together. And I don't know, they, again, don't make excuses for their, like, weirdness, and they accept each other for who they are. And I feel like I don't know if, I mean, on paper, I'm sure that if you were a friend of Bella's, you'd be telling her, like, yo, you better check your boy because, like, he ain't treating you well or whatever. And Jacob, too, because he's in that case. And I think whoever you love, I mean, if you're really in love with someone, then it really doesn't matter because that's such an overpowering feeling. It's whatever, like, you make sacrifices. That's, like, that's our whole story.
You're in the middle.
Hi, I was wondering if you could talk about upcoming projects aside from Breaking Dawn, anything you're excited about?
Yeah. I'm playing Mary Lou in On the Road, which I'm really, like, over the moon about. It was my first favorite book, and that character is like iconic. And Walter Salles is directing it, and I'm a huge fan of his. So I'm going to start that right as soon as this press tour's over. Like in July, we start like a 4-week beatnik boot camp thing. We're going to like read everything. It's a small movie too, so 4 weeks of rehearsal is like crazy cool.
Over here in the middle again.
Hi, Kristen. Back here. I remember for the conferences in New Moon, you said that one of your favorite scenes to film for clips was the tent scene, and with Jacob and Edward and Taylor, who was just in here, he was like, I felt bad. I would never want to be in Bella's situation,
right,
choosing between two people. Was that a hard scene to film? Was that anything you were able to relate to in your personal life and bring to the movie?
I mean, it's hard to actually take details of your personal life and apply them to a scene, because as much as you can identify with a feeling, like, you just get muddled. As soon as you start bringing your own stuff in it, it's like, no, that's not the right, you're playing a different person. So you can relate, but you kind of have to leave that stuff at the door. It was hard, like I said before, like the same reason it was hard to kiss Jacob, because it just was so against everything that she always has been. To shoot the scene felt good because she's always wanted Jacob and Edward to level with each other, finally. And I think it's funny that it takes place while she's sleeping in between that. Like, it's just... It was fun for me to shoot. I didn't have a whole lot to do. It was fun for me to shoot because I liked the scene so much. I liked what finally happened in the story, but I wish it wasn't as hot. Because I was literally in a beanie, a wig, sweating, like...